Okay. Oh my goodness. I thought, oh no, I am there too. Hang on. Um, I think I'm live on Instagram. I'm not sure. It's telling me that I am, but I thought I needed to bear with me. I am so sorry. Let's see here. Live video? Hmm. Yeah, I'm too nervous to do that. Anyway, sorry about all of that. Welcome here. My name is Denise Willerton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in East St. Paul, Manitoba, Canada. I taught this album class in the fall. I'm excited. I'm starting to fill it with pictures now. If you are interested in creating this album, um, there you go. You can just go to that little link there where it says bit.ly 3mj da 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 da, and there is a form there for you to fill out. Okay, the last thing that I do when I create my albums is I actually decorate my spine and my cover, but I start with doing the inside. Okay, so we have already done some, and you know what? I'm going to see, sorry about this, I'm going to see if I can raise my camera just a bit, because then you get a little bit better of a view. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so for those of you that have been with me, you have seen me cover some of this. And you have also seen me add some pictures. Now, last time I did my live, I said, you know what, I'm going to do a little bit of pre-homework, because putting the paper down seems to go fairly fast for me, but when it comes to pictures, I like to really think that through. And the last time I did my live, I was really stressed about what I was doing. So I've done a little bit of pre-homework here. And instead of this right here, hi Kathy, instead of this being a journal, um, I think I want to pop this picture in here, which is going to be Dad and Owen. And you can tell they're still in the hospital. Okay. But I do definitely need to do some trimming. Um, let's start with trimming the top portion of that. Kathy, I absolutely love your album, and I love the covering that you did. Um, I did ask you earlier if I could post it, and it wouldn't let me post it. I don't know if there was really quiet music in the background, and there's like copyright and all of that. So if you were wondering why you haven't seen your stunning album, thank you for taking my class. That's why you haven't seen it, because YouTube, for copyright reasons, um, would not let me pop that in. Okay, so now that I've got the top trimmed, now I want to see where I land. And so I could take a little bit off there, and I do like the placement of that. So let's take, let's mark this. We're going to do our little pencil trick here rather than measuring. Kathy, are you at home today? I think today is a home day for you. So there's my little pencil mark. We're going to go ahead and cut that. I can't wait to see you. I miss you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. And so, as you can see, I'm not afraid to cut my photos. They've got to work, right? So now let's decide where we are going to chop off. And so let's start on this side here and chop off a tiny bit of Daddy's arm. Okay, and actually, you know what? I do want to measure this. I want to measure this. This is 3 1/4. Okay. So if I go to 3 1/2, or let's go 3 5/8. I'd rather start. Oh, my question. You know what? If you were wondering why I hadn't posted your album, I think that's the question. It's because of copyright rules. I've got a little piece of scrap white. I'm gonna see if I like this with a smidge of a white border and then the black, because sometimes that really, when you do that, it really makes the picture pop even a little bit more, and I think I like that. So I'm gonna cut some basic white first. Let me see. I don't know if this is the right size. It's not. We're going to cut a fresh. Let's just cut a fresh one. Okay, so I think I said this was 3 1/4. So if I go 3 1/8, I think I am safe. Yeah, YouTube has restrictions, and I don't blame them. They need to. And so, perfect. So I'm covering this. I don't care. It doesn't worry me. And then we are 4 and, hard to tell with the black. I think it's 4 1/8. So let's go 4 1/16. And if we cover that, it was not. I should have gone 4 and, let's go 4 1/4. I will use that later. So 4 1/4, and let's take a smidge more off. And I'm going to show you what I would do. I want to take the class over again. Oh, yeah. Kathy, you have everything to make this particular album. So you've got the video tutorial and you've got the PDF tutorial. So that's the best way, because I won't offer this particular one again, but I am offering in the fall. I just haven't done the legwork on it yet. I should have cut that just a smidge bigger. That's going to bother me. So what did I say this was? This was 3 1/8. See, this is where I get a little more particular is when it comes. So let's go 3 1/8. We'll get there yet. We're stuck on one picture here. Perfect. And I said 4 and, oh, and Kathy, I want to show you some things too. And you know what? I need to let Debbie know that we are live, because she would be interested, I think. Debbie, live and adding photos to the album. Come and join us. Okay, so let me finish this thought, Kathy, and remind me to show you what I'm teaching in the fall. So I said this was, it's really hard to tell because of this black. It's hard to see the So let's start with 4 3/8, which I don't think it is. And it's not. So let's just take off another. Ooh, I'm scared. I don't want to mess this up again. I took off a 16th. Let's take off another 16th. I'd rather. Well, Heather, and thank you. When it comes to this part, it really does matter for me. I'm going to take off another 16th. So, you know, the whole adage, cut once, no, measure, no, yeah, measure twice, cut once. I forget how it goes. And we are going to cut like a 32nd of an inch off. So, and Kathy, I will get right back to, so I am right here. So let's go 4 and, oh, I'm nervous. 4 and I've cut off just a whisker. Perfect. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So let's get that mounted. So I love the idea of a tiny white border with the tiny black border. And you know what? Let me get, because there's a lot of distraction happening back here. Let me put this down first. Okay? And let's do that. And I'm going to show you just a little something that I do when I'm gifting an album. Okay, so we're going to pretend for one moment that there are absolutely no photos in this book at all. Okay, so I just kind of smidge that in there like so. So pretend with me. There's no photos in here, but the entire album is decorated. Okay? Then I take my memento, or if you want it a little softer, you would just use like smoky slate or something whiter. So Kathy, I know that you love making albums. So let's say you wanted to make an album, but you did not want to put any pictures in it because you wanted to gift the album. This is what you do. So there's no pictures in here, but wherever a picture could potentially go on that white mat, and again, these white mats, I do not use Stampin' Up! Basic white. I go to Staples and I buy their highest quality. Let me show you the package. So this is Staples' highest quality of their white cardstock. Okay, so it comes in a pack of, does it tell me? 250 sheets. It's 110 pounds. Okay, so this is what I use for all my photo mats instead of Stampin' Up! Because that would get super expensive. Okay, so that's down. This is a gift. That's why that's down there. But I'm going to fill it. Okay, so now what we want to do, so this is Daddy and this is Mommy. We're going to get that placed in there. And so I need to take another smidge off, and let's take it off from the top. So I'm just taking like a 1/16 of an inch off. Okay, especially when it comes to photos, you want to start small if you're cutting. So now, if I cut on this side, I want to see where I'm cutting to. So I would be cutting. I think I'm going to take a little more off of Andy's shoulder. And you know what? Let's just get really brave and let's take 1/8 of an inch off. And then I'm cutting, because I kind of want to keep his bracelet. I know that's really silly, but I want to keep his hospital bracelet in the picture. So let's take another smidge off. So I want to keep that white border along with that black border. No, we're going to cut. Sorry, Andy, I'm chopping you up here, man. We're going 1/8 of an inch. And if I take on the other side, sorry if this is boring you to tears, my friends, but this is what, for me, what putting pictures in is all about. We are getting there. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm glad I did a little bit of homework, but I still didn't want to go ahead and do all of it. I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off on that side. And where am I? I'm really liking that. Okay, so all of this is trash, and I like to throw my trash away right away. Now, when I put photos down, I never use glue. I always use my Stamp and Seal or tear and tape. I don't like putting glue behind my photos. You can use Stamp and Seal Plus. If you have an ATG gun, you can use that. So now we just eyeball that thin little white border. No, I want to go a smidge taller. Come on. And then once I get this down, I'm going to show you my fall class. So there's Daddy, and I'm going to place this picture. I don't really like that the band is there, but I like that Owen and Mummy are still peekabooing out. So I like that. Okay, this is going to be my fall class. This is a 6x6 album, okay, and it has a, let's measure that because I don't remember. It has a 2 3/4 inch spine, okay, and it has 4 pages in there, okay. So this is going to be my fall class, Kathy, okay. And there's all kinds of flaps. So this one here, this is really fun. I've got a little pocket here. I've got 2 flaps on either side. And then I've got what I like to call my little booklet. The booklet slips into the pocket like so and holds these flaps down. So this is going to be a fall class that I'm offering, okay? So flips and flaps like I normally do. Here's another magnetic closure. These 2 flaps would hold this place photo here down. So that would go like that and like that. So yeah, this is going to be a fall class. So that is a 6x6, which is perfect because then we can knock off some of our 6x6 DSP. So Kathy, I don't know if you are still here, but that's what that is. So I've got a magnet under here. So now with this picture here, I've already adhered these 2 together, okay? And this one here, I want to put down right there, but I'm going to trim off. When I had these photos printed, I don't know why I did, but I had Dawn's photo because that's who prints my photos. That's great. I had them do the white border. This is a copy of a non-white border, and this is with the white border. And I don't know, I'd rather use my own border. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is just a little too thick. But because it is there, I'm going to leave it, but I'm just going to trim it down just a smidge. And then we can also still add that black behind it to give it a little more pop. So all I do is my plastic edge of my cutter, I line that up right with the edge of the picture, and I pull, I pull this to the left and down, and then I cut, okay? And so let me get that in to make sure I'm lined up. Okay, so now I've got a smaller white border, which I prefer. Can I do your class? You know what, Jenny? You can. So right now, this album here is, I finished the live class, so I do it live in my home, but I also sell a tutorial bundle where, where you get a, sorry, I can't talk. It's 10 a.m. in the morning and I think I'm still half asleep. Or Heather, thank you for your beautiful words. So, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Hide that. So, Jenny, thank you for asking. If you want to create this particular 8x8 album, if you go to this link here that's showing down at the bottom, it's going to bring you to a Google form, and you're just going to fill that out. I'll get notification of it. Once payment is received at my end, then I send you the PDF, which is a step-by-step picture tutorial, but also a private YouTube video showing you step by step from creating the actual album to putting all of the pages in. And if you have any questions, I'm there to ask, or I'm happy to help, because I'm available for that. I don't like to just sell you a PDF and say thanks a lot, have a nice day. I'm here to walk you through that if you need help. So Jenny, I hope that helps. So hi Sherry. You know what? I don't do draws when, but thank you for sharing so much. Because when I do my draws, when I do my card classes, I always give away a card every Thursday at noon when I go live. But I can't give my album away, so I've got nothing to give away. But I do truly appreciate that you shared. Okay, so now we've got Mum nicely trimmed with that white border. But I want to, and I'm going to show you, well, you know what? I'm going to show you against this why I like to also put a black. So here it is down. Can you see? Yeah. So here it is down this way. But if we put a super thin, like I'm thinking about a 1/16 of an inch border with black, see how it causes that picture to pop even a little bit more? So that's what I like to do, okay? So let's get, and I'm going to cheat. Let's cheat. Let's flip this picture upside down. And where did I put my pencil? Let's give ourselves our little pencil marks. And I'm going to go just a smidge wider than those pencil marks, because I can always take more off, but I can't add. So there's one pencil mark there. There's a little piece of scrap, which is probably going to end up in the trash because it's too small. And my other pencil mark is there. So this likely is 4 by 6, okay? I just like to, aw, Sherry, thank you. You are so welcome. I haven't seen you during my lives during the day. I hope my new time isn't a bad time for you. So here it is, and I'm going to smidge just a little bit on that side. Sherry, I truly appreciate that. I'm trying so hard to get my numbers up on YouTube because I'm just going to be honest here. I'm hoping that one day I get to be monetized like the big girls. Okay, so now we've got that framed and I love it. So again, I do not put glue on my pictures. I use my Stamp and Seal, and I always use my silicone mat. Put one in the middle. Maybe I should put some down the sides too. Okay, so let's get that down. So we're just going to eyeball center. So we've got this nicely framed before we press it down. Okay, and now because there's cardstock, I'm not afraid to put glue back there, and then it gives me that wiggle room. So I'm going to show you how I put this down. So this album measures 8 by 8, okay? And it's a great way to use design paper. So before this goes down, I want to kind of close this flap because I want to kind of center that. Well, and it's not centered, but that's okay. I like the placement of that right there. When I put pictures down in my album, I never use dimensionals. So there are no dimensionals in here at all. Okay. So now we've got that. Now this is a picture of the entire family. So we're going to chop a little bit because I want that to fit on this pocket. So that's a pocket. And I wanted this popped in the pocket like so. Okay. And then this picture is going to go under here. And sometimes, even though a picture is hid under a flap, would you ever use never for pictures, Kathy, because repositional tape is exactly that. It's repositional, which means it's not permanent. So if you're just kind of, how would I say this, making it to fake it, then you could. But if you're making it because you're done, creating the book, don't use repositional tape because it's not going to hold anything down like forever. It just won't. So I hope that helps. So this, let's raise that. I definitely need to cut some of this down at the bottom, and I'm not worried about how much I cut because there's really not a whole lot to cut. This is the baby blanket that I made for Owen when he was born. Now let's see how, yeah, that sits really nice. Now, unfortunately, when this flap comes down, some of, well, most of them are covered. But here's the thing. When you see that there's something under here, it makes you realize that, oh, I better lift this because I want to see what's under there. So it's kind of like a woohoo peekaboo. Now, You can see how beautiful this looks because it's framed. I think I need to do the same with this. So I'm going to take just a smidge more off on either side. I want to watch the time. I don't want to keep you here too long, but I do want to get this album done. And I don't want to work on it without you girls, because that was the whole idea of this. Okay, so remember these measurements for me. I've got 4.5 by, let's just take 4.5 by 3. So that measures 4.5 by 3, which means none of these are going to be big enough. Let's grab another one. So if that was 4.5, I want to go 4.5/8. Did I say 3? 4.5 by 3? I think I did. And so if it's 3, I'm going to go 3.1/8. So that gives me a 1/16 of an inch on either side. Okay. So there's my white mat behind there. And we want to put a black behind there. I wonder if I've got a bag full of scraps here. I don't know if this is going to be wide enough, and it will be. Okay, so I said, what did I say? I said 4.5 by 3, which means I want to go 4.25. Now, I said 4.5, so I want to go 4.75. I said 4.5 by 3, so then I want to go 3.25. Okay, let's see if I was right on that, and I was. Amazingly, I was right. Okay, so there it is with the little thin black border, and I love it. I love how it makes it pop. So Kathy, when you start populating your pictures, keep that in mind. Now, you don't have to use black. You can use white, or you can use very vanilla, depending on the kind of the color palette that's running through your book. And then if it's a baby girl album, you can pull in a pink or a purple or whatever you want. But I love the black and white. I just feel like it's classic. So here we are on the picture. Let's use our tape. And I also would not recommend dollar store tape. And sometimes we feel like it's way cheaper. So money-wise, what's coming out of your wallet is less, but there's also way less in that little tube thing, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it feels like you're putting less money out, but in the end, you're actually, no, that's crooked. You're actually spending more. Oh dear. That went down really fast and really crooked. This is where I do like glue, but oh, you gave it to them already, Kathy. What did they say? Oh, that's right. You had the shower, I think, while we were away. Look what I'm doing. I'm going to have to put tape down there again. Ah, scary. They may want you to put the pictures in for them, which when you come to my BYOP, just bring that along. There we go. Okay, please don't stick. Please don't stick so annoyingly quick. That's better. And now, because I've got cardstock, now I'm okay. I will give them the tape to use. Oh, that's scary. They might be calling you. They might be like, Mom, can you do this? How is she doing? So now we've got my much loved wiggle room. I love Stamp and Seal, but I'll tell you, I am a glue girl first because I love the wiggle room that it gives me. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, whoopsie, that I did. I want to get rid of some of that. It's way too close to the edge. Go away. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing we did when we placed this picture, right? Because I wanted to kind of place, even though this is offset, it doesn't bother me because we'll do something here. Watch. They loved it. Aw, Kathy, it was so stunning, and I was so disappointed that I wasn't able to post it because I so wanted to brag on you. But YouTube would not let me do it. There must have been a radio on or something in the background. So again, there's a little bit of them peekabooing out here, but it tells you, open up, there's something more under here. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I've got all this black. Oh, I can't put a black folder because I've got, that's okay. That's okay. Now, let me show you what I want to do here beside the pictures. So let's just, I've got some, like that could look super cute. And I also have, this is a, oh yeah, but you know what? The picture won't stay in. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. This is a pack of Memories and More. So don't forget about the Memories and More in the catalog, okay? Because I want to put some of these sweet little, these are all stickers, but I definitely like that right there because that just fills that in really nicely. I think I'm going to go for that. Most of these are cream, and my book is in white. So let's put this down. And we're going to use glue. Yeah, I hear your reasoning. Pardon me for my little hiccup there. I hope you didn't hear that. So there's just a thin layer of glue there. And let's just kind of eyeball center on this little area here, like so. Here's a little, that was also in, and it's on window sheet. That was also in the Memories and More pack. What else do I have? Oh, you know what? I've got this, and I love this. I'm going to fussy cut this out. I had a plan, though. Let's wait on the fussy cut. That is sort of done, except the fact that I want to decorate it a little more. And you know what? I'm seeing something right here. let's put a little onesie right here, and a little cute right there. Okay, so these are stickers. Okay, so let's flip over to this page. I had already put these down. Here is a little piece of ephemera that I print out myself. And so I've got Owen's name in there, and I was thinking that I would put it kind of right here. So this is, make sure I'm in camera here. This is a pocket right here. Okay. So I'm thinking that we can put that down right there, but before that even goes down, so this is my mom, and there's my dad. My dad's not with us anymore. So hard. I wish I would have thought to frame all of this, but that's okay. That is okay. And I think what I want to do is I want to adhere these together, but I want to kind of decide if I want to put a piece of black in between. I think that would look really smart. But before I did that, I need to make sure, because then this will be probably about another quarter of an inch wider. I want to make sure that the edge of the picture is not going to be too close to here. And I see that I've got room to play. So I think we're going to go for it. So I'm going to trim off a little bit of the white because I find that it's too thick. And let's just move that out of the way because I got a little bit of cutting to do. Oh, and you know what? I wanted to show you something else, girls, while I'm thinking about it. So you know how on, because I'm hoping to get to this today too, how we've got the pull-out tabs. This is the whale punch. You can't get it anymore, but this you can still get. So this is called the keeping tabs punch. This punch would work fabulously on your pullouts, okay? I hope that helps. I had my tabs already done on pullouts. So again, I'm going to go with the edge of the photo just along the plastic edge of here, which gives me probably about a 1/16 of an inch trim, which gives me that smaller white edge. So Jenny, I'm not sure if you're still here, and if you, yeah, that your name was Jenny. I just wanted to double check. I don't know if you're still here, Jenny, and if you have checked out that Google form yet. So let's just go a tiny smidge more on this side. So these are still the hospital pictures. So day one pictures are all hospital pictures. And there's my dad. Love that man. We grew up calling him Papa. They were Papa and Mama. And then when we got a little bit older, somehow we transitioned to Mom and Dad. So yeah, because I had Dawn's photo give me this white border, because you have that option, I still like to trim it because I find that their border is too thick. But here's the thing. because they put the white border down for me, and oh, thank you, Jenny. Because they put the white border down for me, I'm not spending money on basic white or even Staples cardstock. So now if I put the black in between the photos, it's the wrong size. Ooh, that scrap is going to be perfect. Okay, what are my dimensions? So this turned out to be right there. So if I go 3 7/8, so I'm going about a quarter of an inch wider than my photo, and this little cutter is not going to go long enough. I think I just need to trim off like a smidgeroony here. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see what I did, if it worked. So this is just a silicone cooking mat, and that is so perfect. Okay. Okay, Stampin' Seal. Work nice for me, please. Actually, it's not the Stampin' Seal, it's the operator. It's me. I'm so used to my wet glue that I get to cheat with my wiggle room. Whoopsie. And I can tell that I need a little bit more there. I keep going on my silicone mat because sometimes the glue is further down and it's not right at the edge where I need it. So when I go on the silicone mat, it just rolls this little wheel up a smidge. Okay, so now let's go long. Pardon my head. Perfect. Okay, and now we're going to have to do the same. You want to make sure that you're not upside down. And sometimes when you flick it, it keeps the glue at the front of that little roller. Sometimes. Okay, so let's double check again because I'm going to go long. I want to make sure that I'm not upside down. So there's my mom's head on this side, so I want my dad's head on that same side. And down she goes. Okay, I also ordered, and I was hoping it came in, I ordered from Stampin' Up! Their, I think they call it photo journaling pen. You can actually write on pictures, and I'm not afraid to do that. Okay, so now this picture of Mama and Papa, here's that flap, is going to go in this pocket. Okay, I want this here, and, or do I want that centered? No, I think I want it up at the top. So we're going to remove this photo because when I'm working with glue, I like to keep my pictures away. And let's grab our silicone mat. Now, my pocket goes this far. I want to make sure that my glue does not go past it, and I definitely want my glue on this side. So if I flip this over, it kind of gives me my cheat area where I can go, okay? So if you're doing it that way, you want to make sure that you're putting your glue on the right side. So it's going down this way, so I'm just going to flip it straight over that way. And I really like to avoid getting too close to that area there. So I'm going to go just about here. Okay. Now, if you are worried about perfect placement for making sure that you're straight, I've got these little tools that my girlfriend's husband creates with their 3D printer. So you can take the base and pop it in here so that this flap is perfectly centered in there. And then if you know that you want to be about 1/2 inch away from the edge, this slips in here. Okay, so first you need to make sure that you're nice and square, and then down that goes. And I know that I am going to be perfectly 1/2 inch from here and here. Do I want 1/2 inch or do I want something a little bit smaller? Maybe I want 3/8 of an inch. Let's see. Make sure you're perfectly in the corner. I think I'm liking the 3/8 of an inch better, or do I want 1/4? Let's go with 1/4. Yeah, and this is great for card making too. If you have a tendency of putting panels down crookedly, this is fabulous. So I'm going to use my 1/4 inch. So now what I do with this is I tuck this in perfectly up against here and on this side, and I know that I will be perfectly square. Okay, so now I know I'm perfectly 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch there. Okay, so there's the platform. Okay, so now this flaps up. I am so fine with that. And let's give that a nice burnish. Okay, and then Mom and Dad, you can get popped in here. I'm hoping to gift these at Christmas, but I don't know if I will. We have 10 grandchildren that I need to be creating for. So now we've got this big blank space, and I thought this would be stinking cute there. So let's quickly fussy cut that. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to cut myself a little square, because this is just way too cute to ignore, because that's probably going to go down somewhere. And I am just going to fussy cut these flowers and blocks. And then we're going to use our liquid glue to put that down. Heather, that device is so fantastic. I do use it often. Card making and album making, I use it for both. It's called a cat. And what's this design here? Okay. It's called a CAT, A-C-A-T, and it stands for Cheryl's Alignment Tool. So we have a mutual friend, Cheryl, who really has a hard time with placing things straight. And so Darlene's husband created that with a 3D printer. So I'm just turning my paper as I cut, rather than cutting, and I don't know how else I would say that, but I just, every time I need to go around the corner, it's my paper that moves, not my scissors. I really am jet lagging. Wow. So we drove out to Vancouver, but then when we left Vancouver after Easter, we booked it for home because our grandchildren here in Winnipeg were in a ridiculously awesome musical here. Oh, it was so good. So we went to opening night on Wednesday, and we're going to closing night on Saturday. So that's going to go down there, and it's so tempting to put dimensionals, but dimensionals are not a good idea in an album. So I want that overhanging a little bit, and I wonder if those, let's cut the booties out and see if those would look cute beside it, because now I've got, and I might not use it. I might find something else. What else do we have in here that's, ooh, no, that's too big. That is too big. It's a boy. I could do something like, no, it's too big. Unless I did It's a Boy with these booties. But let's fussy cut these out. And let's see where we're at with that. I was hoping to get to my first pull-out mat tonight or today. So are you okay if I keep you like another 10 minutes? Maybe 15. So again, I'm turning my paper. So when I scrapbooked when our daughter was born 44 years ago, I don't know if scrapbooking was even a thing, but I would sit for hours after I nursed her while she was sleeping, and I would fussy cut all the little booties and the little gift boxes and blocks and I created a scrapbook for her. Before scrapbooking was a thing. I don't know, maybe it was a thing and I didn't even know about it. So fussy cutting doesn't scare me. Okay, so here is what I was originally thinking, was that I would put that there and overhang there, which I'm fine with, and the little booties down below. And I think that's kind of cute. I could actually, if I cut this off, that little branch, I could bring those up even higher. I think I like that. What do you think? What was the package of baby items called, and the number? Of the memories and more. Oh my goodness, Sherry, you're not going to believe this. Where did I put that? I think I bought that 10 years ago, hon. It's old. I've had it forever. So it's not a current memories and more. So I do play with, when it comes to album making, I do play with some retired things as well. Okay. And then these booties and this is a collection called Swaddle Boy by Authentique. Okay. So I don't know if this is still available. This is one of our local scrapbooking stores. But the Memories and More one is, I'm looking for that box, but it won't matter because you can't get it. I'm so sorry. So I like that, and I think I'm going to put that down, and then this whole thing can be called done. I'm excited. Wow. So I hope to decorate this book at least once a week with you and get somewhere with it. I am not going to walk through the other 10. But by the time this one is done, I will likely be decorating my 6x6. So maybe I will walk you through that one. I'm not sure. But I do enjoy doing this live with you. It makes it really enjoyable for me. So these shiny ones, if you weren't here, so these hearts, this is my packing tape trick, okay? So there is a YouTube that features that. Before you close your flap, you want to make sure that you've got no glue sticking out, okay? So now this entire spread is done. Now when I close that, here's my pull-out mat, okay? And I tucked, I've got nothing in there. So the pull-out mat goes right in here, okay? And so that's the way you construct the album, where it's what I call a pocket page, okay? And so this is the first pull-out mat. Now this is Big Brother with Baby Brother, okay? So I've already determined that I want to do that, okay? And I think I'm going to just, well, no, you know what? I don't mind, because it is nice and even. I was going to trim more of the white, but I don't think that that's necessary. Okay, so let's grab our stamp and seal, and let's get Seth and Owen down. So Seth is our first grandchild. And I don't know what number Owen is. I would have to think about it. We have 11 grandchildren. And so, easier to start on the long side. Check that out. Looks good. Down it goes. Okay. So there is our pull-out mat, and it pulls out this way. So I definitely want, well, I guess it doesn't matter because it pulls out, and you would just, if I put Seth and Owen like that, and then, what was it that I figured I would do? I think this is kind of what I figured I would do. Something like that. And then I would put a little something down there. It's a new boy. Doesn't that look so cute? I think that's it. Okay. So with this, what I need to do is I need to trim away a little bit of that baby blanket. Did that make a line? Just. Let's see if I can find that line. I think that's it. I think that is it. Oh, I don't like that little pokey thing there. We're going to go just a smidge more. There we go. Okay, so Owen, you're going to go down first. And then you and Big Brother, that is so perfect. So perfect. Should I take a smidge more off? Let's take another 1/16 of an inch off. Just right there. Okay. Photo equals, whoa, that wouldn't have been good. I don't know if it's me doing this wrong, why I have to prime it every time, and then let's put one right down the middle. That'll be good. Okay, so now and I love that a little part of it is actually over the tab. I love that. I'm weird. That's just me. Okay, let's get some adhesive behind here. We're just about done. And then when I come back next week to do part 12 of the photos, I will kind of do the same thing that I did this time, where I kind of went ahead and sort of decided what I wanted to do. Okay, so now this is going to go down like so. And then we can dust this edge if we want. Where's my, and I think I was using, I don't remember what I was using. Oh, you know what? I think I was using smoky slate. I hope I'm not going to regret doing this. It just kind of frames it a little bit more, and then if there is some white showing through, it kind of cleans it off a bit or whatever. It's a new boy, and I love that it says new, because now we've got two brothers, so it's a new boy. Will I be able to go back and watch all of them that I've missed? Absolutely, Jenny. If you go to, well, you're on my YouTube channel right now. If you subscribe to my channel, you can go back and you won't be able to see the construction of the book, but you'll be able to see the adding of the pictures and the actual decorating of the book. So it starts with part 1, and and then it morphs into adding the pictures. So part 1 is adding all the design paper, and the agony that I go through when I do that. Actually, it's not agony. I'm kidding. So I'm kind of eyeballing straight again, and I could have used my tool, but I think I'm good. Now, I'm not worried about adding gem an album, but dimensionals, I don't like the idea. Okay, so Jenny, I hope that answered your question. So part 1, 2, and 3, the actual construction of the book is not public; it's private. So that's the paid part. I am looking. So part 1, 2, and 3 would show you the constructing of the actual book, okay? And then I morph into how I go through the process of adding the design paper. This one's not complete, but this particular book that we're working on today was the one where I did the video showing how and kind of the process of adding all the design paper into the book. And then once that was fully covered, I thought, okay, we're done here. But then it was like, oh, you know what? How fun would it be to walk you through how I actually put the photos in? So that's what we're working on right now. Okay, so we've got here's our pull-out tab, and if you are interested in a tab, you can get them because Stampin' Up! Has a new tab, and it's called the Keeping Tabs Punch, and it's number 163538. If you are interested, now is a great time to buy it because it's free shipping, and today's the last day. So this is what it looks like. You would just pop that or cut it, and then you fold that in half, and then you would put your glue down in here, and then you would just adhere it. So that's what this new tab would look like, and it's fabulous. I love it. Okay, so, and if you would like to shop with me, if you're in Canada, you can do so. I don't know if I have a link. Let me see. You can contact me here if you have any questions. So you can totally contact me there. And yeah, and you're on my YouTube channel, so you can subscribe and hit the bell, and you will be notified when I do go live every Thursday afternoon at noon Central Standard Time, and I walk through card classes, or I walk through creating a card, and there's a draw at the end for people that share the video to other people to come and watch, and then somebody wins the card. So no matter where you live, I've sent cards to Minnesota, I've sent cards to Germany, which is super fun. Yeah, so that is my online store. And again, if you are interested in this particular 8x8 album, that is where you would find it. The link to purchase this class. Okay, so here's the tab. We're going to cover this next time. That slips in here like so. And I also want to put a picture here. But we're done because we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes, and I did not shop out that particular. Let's see if maybe I have something. There's his little feet, but that's not hospital pictures. Oh, here's some more hospital pictures. So there's me, and there isn't a picture of Dean with him, and there's our daughter Angela, and my sister and her husband. There's Dean and I with Owen, but now he's at home. So that's a few years ago. You know what? I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do here for next time, because I'm just not in that space now that I've gotten to here. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I can be reached right here at denisewillerton@gmail.com. Happy to answer any of your questions. If you do want to create this album, you've got that little bit.ly short little thing there that'll bring you to the Google Forms. And again, yeah, just reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. We will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a blessed weekend. Yeah, happy creating. We'll talk to you later. Bye now. Oh, Jenny, thank you. Heather, you are so, so welcome. I really enjoy hanging with you girls, and I appreciate all the chat back and forth. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next week, Thursday at noon Central Standard Time, while I create a card, and then I will let you know then when we're coming back to work on the album. So it would either be Thursday evening or sometime Friday. We'll talk to you later. Have a super day. Bye.